like 20 years from now, not 20 years, 5 years from now, Tyler gonna have everything done with like 3 buttons, and he gonna be like, I don't know how I did this before this. Click, click, click. That's all I can do. And we are live.
Yeah.
Welcome to Primetime Live. I'm your host, Mingo D. There he is.
And I'm, of course, your boy to him. I'm trying to make sure I got the feed up. That's why I took my time. I always go last.
So welcome to today's episode of, welcome to today's rendition of Primetime Live. It's all connected. Yes, this is the all connected live stream. What does that mean? It's all connected. Well, if you've ever heard that tagline before, you know that it's referring to the Marvel Cinematic Universe and all the things tied into that, intricate web, Madam Web of things. If y'all know who Madam Web is, hit us in the comments. That's a comic Easter egg. Shout out to Nerdmation. So why is it all connected? Well, and why are we talking about it being all connected now out of nowhere? Well, that's because Marvel, they're about to go into they've been leaking a lot of footage, a lot of trailers and a lot of things about their, phase 4 and phase 5 plans. You guys have seen it. And I'm not going to talk about everything that they've talked about, but I want to talk about just the things that I consider the big things. So what I want to talk about today, but before I say all of that, if you guys are on YouTube, make sure you like, subscribe, to our channel, get nerdy. Make sure you like it, how you guys doing out there? Make sure you like, subscribe, hit that bell notification for more live videos and more content. Tell us what you like. If you're on Facebook, please share this right now. And also, guys, if you have any comments or anything you want to ask, questions you want to ask, make sure you put a question mark on your question, and also, and Snake and or Hammer will get to you and they'll let me know, and then we'll discuss that. So the topics that I want to talk about the multiverse, the intricate multiverse. That's something that Marvel's setting up. They set up the multiverse, and who's setting that up? I also want to talk about mutants. Yes, mutants. And then we're going to even talk about, a little tidbit about the supernatural. And then, I'm going to ask my boys which one they're more excited about. So let's jump into it. Let's talk about that multiverse. So one of the things that I'm excited for when it comes to the Marvel Cinematic Universe and the multiverse is that the Loki series is coming out. It's what I love about it is that they're taking the variant Loki, and that's the actual term they use, variant, because this is the Loki that if you've seen Avengers Endgame, spoilers if you haven't, that he pretty much took the Tesseract, the cosmic cube, and he left. And in doing so, as you saw when they was talking about, if you travel in time with the quantum force, it branches off and make different timelines. He created all these timelines. So where his show picks up is that we're going to find out about the little time force people, the 3 reptile force people that are controlling time within the multiverse, the conscience of the multiverse doing, and what's going on, and how they have a role to play, similar to Dr.Strange, a little different, and how they're using Loki to go across these timelines. Loki is actually going to be the main force here. That's going to go across the timelines, and I'm assuming that he's going to fix these timelines or make them worse. And apparently there's other Lokis, and they're all aware, I guess, of each other, and they're all doing different things. Possibly even a female Loki, and she might even be the antagonist. So I'm excited about the show. I'm excited where they're taking it. Loki's also going to appear in Love and Thunder, the Thor movie. So that means he's technically not going to die in this series. So that's a good thing for Loki fans. But I'm excited about that because that just shows they're going to explain more about the multiverse. They're going to explain more. They're going to explain more about, for anybody who's seen Endgame and was upset like I was about how Captain America was here, but then he wasn't, and what was going on with the timeline. They're probably going to explain how that works as well and what's going on. So I'm excited because they're going to give us the answers we deserve. And then also, let's take a trip down multiverse lane and talk about Spider-Man. Now, technically, Spider-Man Far From Home, we know they're gonna go into the multiverse, but this is the tricky thing here. Sony's involved, as we know, because Sony still holds the rights to Spider-Man to some extent, and we know that they're trying to create the Spider-Verse. We talked about that last time, but I'm still not sure how they're doing this. I know that Kevin is a part of it because we've seen the Morbius trailer, and we'll talk about Morbius later. We know that that Spider-Man is a part of that. Spider-Man Far From Home and all the stuff that happened in that is a part of that, and we even saw Vulture. So I'm not necessarily so sure how that works, but I'm hoping for all of that to be connected to the Marvel timeline some kind of way. Maybe they have, people jumping in and out. Maybe not too many people, but people that, that are approved from Marvel, Disney, and the Sony franchises. But that just shows that they're going to really, really try to interconnect the whole Marvel Comics timeline, or the timelines, if I say, that's going on there. So I'm excited about that. Now, so everybody I want you guys to put a thumbnail there, put a little pin there, and hold on to that, because we're gonna jump back to that. And I'm gonna ask my boys more about that. But now I want to jump to, and I want to talk about mutants. Now, like I said, it's all connected. So why I want to talk about mutants? I want to talk about mutants because we, as you guys know, we seen Wanda Vision. In Wanda Vision, she was making her kids. Spoiler alert if you haven't seen it. And when she was creating her kids, she was using her chaos magic, which is like based off, if the MCU is still going to be using that whole magic as a part of science thing, a quantum, very radioactive type of power and magic or whatever to create her kids. Now, the reason why I'm mentioning this is because the way that everything is connected is that they're going to use the Eternals movie. The Eternals movie are about a group of I don't want to say superpowered humans, but immortal type of god humans or whatever, and they were created by the Celestials, who are actually gods, and they have a role to play. I'm not going to go into too much about them because it's a lot for the Eternals. I'll save another video, another live stream for the Eternals, but what I want to talk about is that in the Eternals movie, how they're creating mutants is that the Celestials, they're creating another Celestial, and they're putting the power of a Celestial inside of the Earth, and that is making radiation and causing side effects that is supposedly causing humans to, over time evolve and eventually be born as mutants. Now, if that's the case, if that's the case, what does they have to, what? I wish. Yeah. But if that's the case, then why haven't we seen mutants now? Well, they're explaining that because apparently the Celestial is probably supposed to be there. What is he doing? The Celestial is supposed. No, not. Tyler's talking about reality. We're talking about non-reality. Whatever. If you guys like this reality to be like the Marvel Cinematic Universe, let us know in the comments. I'm a little indifferent about it, but we'll talk about that a little bit. So the way that they're explaining is that the Celestials have been around for millennia and millennia. So that thing has been in the earth this whole time, and mutants are actually around. Their powers have just been a little dominant. And if you watch WandaVision, they talked about how she had her power and she used it as a kid, but then was kind of dormant until the Mind Stone kind of awoken it and made it and exploded her power more. So now what's so great about all of this interconnectivity is that they're using this, the science thing they use from Thor to explain magic and all this energy to say that all of this radiation, all this energy, when it happens in massive amount energy, is going to cause all of these mutant activity type things to happen. So let's just look at a couple of things. If Falcon and Winter Soldier, they have the weapon program or the Weapon X program, right? So therefore, that means Wolverine may come into existence and other beings like that as well. Then, you know, you have the Celestials in there and all that. So that means mutants are being born. Now, how they're gonna explode these mutants and make them more powerful before the next couple of phases in the Marvel Cinematic Universe? Well, they're saying that snap that happened in Endgame, those three snaps cause a chain reaction of power. Because remember, the Infinity Stones are made from the Celestials and made from the same type of powers that, you know, Scarlet Witch has. That power erupted 3 times in a 5-year span. So that may have caused all the mutants to possibly wake up. Then it's whatever is going to happen in the Eternals movie is going to add to that, plus whatever Wanda is doing, and also what's happening with Dr. Strange. Now, like, put a pin in this one, go to the last thing, and then we're gonna jump back and get to you know, meat and potatoes or what my boys want. So now let's jump to the third one, Dr. Strange, Multiverse of Madness. Why am I bringing that up? Because there was hints of Ghost Rider. Now, what does Ghost Rider have to do with mutants, and what does Ghost Rider have to do with the whole multiverse thing? Well, that's a good thing. Everybody knows that in the MCU, not in the MCU, but in the Marvel Comics universe, in the Marvel universe period, that the Hellverse is real, and the Ghost Rider is able to travel, teleport, and go into hell and come out and jump multiverses in his own right with just the power that he has. And then, you know, Doctor Strange is doing it, and Doctor Strange is supposed to be just like those time people that we talked about earlier. His job is to keep the time correct and keep the dimensions from people from coming to the main MCU thing. So one of the threats to the main MCU timeline are supernatural things, demons, demonic things, vampires, and all that. So Multiverse of Madness is supposed to set up that entity to where now we're going to get people like Blade, Ghost Rider, and all these other creatures. If you like the Howling Commandos, those people and all of those people want to jump into, maybe even zombies in the What If series. All of that's going to jump into the main MCU universe eventually. I think the running theory is around 2023. We'll get that, because we'll start getting stuff like Fantastic Four and Galactus. We'll get Moon Knight and others. So I'm really excited. So with that being said, now we're gonna take the pins out, and I'm gonna ask my boys. So what are you guys excited? Are you more excited about mutants? Are you excited about the multiverse? Are you excited about the supernatural entities? And why you're excited about it? Which one? Or do you want all three? What don't you want? What don't you care about? So in mighty mode, doesn't matter who want to go. See what I did there? So, you know, I mean, you know, see, I'm not even making jokes, but I'm stealing his jokes because I'm awesome. No, I'm not. So. Oh, really? So, you know,
you're gonna make it. You're gonna.
All right, so we're gonna go ahead and send it to Snake. Wow.
What do you call a guy with a rubber toe?
With a rubber toe. What do you call a guy with a rubber toe?
Damn it.
Joke time with Snake, guys. Everybody, joke time with Snake.
No clap.
If you like more joke time with Snake, make sure you like, subscribe, comment, share on Facebook. And if you have some jokes that you think will be great for Snake to tell, or for him to remix, because he's very good at that, let him know. Let him know. But please make them good, guys. I don't want a real bad one and my head's hurting. Please make them good. Please make them good.
What did they say did it? I got my comments up and I didn't hear that. I hear you just fine. On YouTube they can't hear you. I'm on Facebook.
They can't hear any of us?
While he's fixing that, I guess
I
I'll
don't want
go.
a real bad one.
I know they
My
can hear
head's
us
hurting.
on
Please make it
Facebook.
good. Please make it good.
So as far as all of this, I'm excited for all of it.
Anything
Marvel Cinematic Universe, I'm down because they have been killing it since like Iron Man, even probably before that, really. Like since like some of the Hulks, I thought the Hulks were pretty good. So anything that Kevin Feige wants to do, especially since he runs everything now, I'm like, yep. Make sure I know when it's coming out so you can take my money. And so they're saying they can't hear you on Facebook now too, Tyler. So if I had to pick something David said he can't hear you on Facebook. They can hear us. They said they can't hear you. I don't know why. I can hear you. As far as if I had to pick something to be excited for, I don't know why. I can hear you. In particular, as far as if I had to pick something to be excited for, I don't know why. I can hear you. In particular, as far as anyway, so if I had to pick one thing right off at the top of the list that sticks out to me, it's gonna be Wolverine because it's one of my favorite characters ever. Mutants in general, like that needs to happen. Like I said, with Wanda, Wanda kind of opened that up. When they did open it up with Wanda Vision, and it's like right there. And now that I believe Fox is kind of the whole deal's ran out with them, right? As the contract ran out with Fox. So yes, please add mutants. Yep. Please do the mutants the right way. Fox has screwed that up so long.
Well, that's something else. Sorry about that, but that's something else. Kevin Feige said that since the deal is just now finished, they're taking their time. They're trying to find the right people, and that's another reason why they've been meeting with Keanu Reeves. They meet with him a lot. And what they've said is they're trying to say, hey, who do you like? Do you want to do mutants? Do you want to do Ghost Rider? Do you want to do this? Do you want to do that? And right now he hasn't settled on anything because he wants to find a character that fits him, like that he resonates with. So right now he's still down. But
when they first started talking about the Eternals, weren't they talking to Keanu Reeves about playing in the Eternals?
Yeah, but he said no because he didn't. It wasn't a character that he liked yet. Right now, yeah. As soon as he finds that character, he says he's in. He's not. He wants to do a project with Marvel, but he's just there right now. They're like, okay, just let us know what character you want. So I don't know what he's reading. I'm sure he's reading a ton of stuff, but whenever they find character, he's still down. But
when it comes to Keanu, like straight up, if he's telling you he's got to find his character, you just kind of shut up and let him find his character. Keanu's man, and you just don't argue with him. So whatever he decides to do, I'm sure he'll be excellent. He is 98% of the time he's excellent in his character. I mean, listen, I've said it before, I'll say it again. This whole thing, I'm glad this happened in my lifetime. I mean, because it has been. Listen, I've said it before. Like the Marvel universe, this whole thing. I'm glad this happened in my lifetime so well because, like, you can go back and watch. Listen, I've said it before. This whole thing. I'm glad this. And that movie is what it's like. Well, it's got to be well over 10, 12, 15 years old, something like that. It's old. 8% of the time, it's way back there, and it holds up. I mean, just as well as like 15 years old. Listen, I've said it before. This whole thing. I'm glad from any of the movies, and I'm okay with it. And the the Netflix shows like Wanda Vision, I can watch that over again. Falcon and Winter Soldier, I can watch that again. Like they struck gold and they just kept on hitting, and they stick to the same formula. What works, they try to stay as close to canon as possible, and I like it, and that's what works. Other people need to take notes. Kevin Feige is the man. But if I had to pick one thing, like I was saying, because I'm getting off track, if I had to pick one thing, probably mutants. Because we get a chance to have like correct mutants. And I don't see Kevin Feige and them messing that up. I just don't see him messing it up. So it'll be dope. I do wish we could have got correct mutants before they messed up the other mutants, because then we may have been able to get Patrick Stewart as Xavier. But now he didn't want to do it. because they kind of killed Xavier off. So it's like, well, I don't want to. There's no point in trying to bring him back. So they got to get somebody else. But can you imagine Patrick Stewart as Xavier in this Marvel universe, like this cinematic universe? Man, unreal, ridiculous. Patrick
Especially
Stewart
with
was
the
good.
writing that they have, man.
Yeah, like he was good even with the terrible movies. Patrick Stewart was great. I believed him as Charles Xavier. Him, and Hugh Jackman as Wolverine out of the two characters I believe the most out of the X-Men movies. All of that stuff that happened, all the terrible writing, all the terrible. Those two, 100% believable.
Yep.
They stuck with me, and it's kind of one of those things. I've said that before too. Hugh Jackman is Wolverine to me. I'm gonna have a hard time when they recast him. I know they have to, but I'm gonna have to get used to it. And it'll be the same thing with Charles Xavier. Like you get kind of used to it. And it's not to say what is his name? Is it James McAvoy or what is his name? That did the younger Charles Xavier. Like
McAvoy.
It wasn't that he wasn't bad. He wasn't bad. I don't think he was bad. But Patrick Stewart legit looked like 90s cartoon Charles Xavier sitting in the chair. Like straight up. So it was like, yeah, he was believable. So I don't know, we'll see. But it'll be good. I trust Kevin Feige, and whatever he wants to do. So it'll work out.
Yeah. It'll kind of be like, let me see. It'll be kind of like whenever you have like certain like reboots for certain things, and then you got a person who, well, I guess the best way to think about it would be like if anybody's ever seen the movie Ray, but never mind. Never mind. But anyway, in how that movie was made was the fact that Ray Charles himself, before he died, he actually worked with Jamie Foxx hand in hand, and he worked with the makeup artists and everything else. So if something didn't seem right, because Ray Charles was amazing, he could just touch your face and touch everything. He'd be like, "Nope, that's wrong. Nope, that's wrong," and everything worked out. So I believe, since like you said, Kevin Feige, he's the genius of Marvel right now. If I believe that he'll go back, look at some stuff with Hugh Jackman. He probably call Hugh Jackman and have Hugh Jackman help him cast the next dude, and they'll probably make him look as close, probably like to where he could be a younger brother of Hugh Jackman. And like, you know what? I believe him because he looks like a younger brother of him. And then maybe they'll find a younger, older guy that looks like he could be like a cousin or something to Patrick. So I'm down. I think the casting is going to be pretty good. Technically, for the most part, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, they've been doing pretty well on the casting. They had a couple of hiccups here and there, but for the most part, their cast has been pretty spot on. So I'm especially if they do something like they did with Black Panther. If they do that, if they're able to pull something off again,
bruh, like
give me Gambit. Give me Gambit. Like if you pull off a Gambit, bruh. I'm down.
Okay, so I'm gonna present this real quick before we move on. If we're getting a Gambit, who for you is Gambit? Who do you cast as Gambit?
Man, that's tough because it's about that accent, right? It's really about that accent. Oh man, I don't know who can pull off that accent. To be honest, I really don't know. But looks, oh man, it's tough. My mom would probably be the one who could tell you because she know them Cajuns real well. Man, I honestly don't have anybody off the top right now. You know what I'm saying? I don't. You got someone?
No, I said that's how I am. I don't know, like, because it would just be hard to do. Why are we yelling? Oh no.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna turn the volume up just make sure. Yeah.
I don't know who could be Gambit, but that'll be dope to give me Gambit. But the most person they should give me, they gotta give a good rogue. Oh, rogue. Now listen.
Yes.
Now let me explain what I mean by a good rogue. Now, you know what I'm saying? Some of y'all might be offended. I know it's 2021 and I'm not trying to offend anyone. I'm really not. But we just gotta keep it classic to the comics and classic 90. Rogue gotta be bad. She gotta be hot.
Period.
She gotta be over flirtatious. She gotta be super confident. And And now I know it's like, oh, you sexualizing her and you make her the stereotype. No, that's how she's written.
He was
and
written like
now,
that.
You know what I'm saying? Now tough like Black Widow and beat everybody up, but she still got to be that girl that walk in the room, want to have sex with her, make you fall in love with her. She got to be that. You know what I'm saying? That's how she was.
But you know what? The people, I'm gonna tell you right now, the people that are gonna sit there and say that you're trying to like sexualize her and oh, you're demeaning her as a woman, she's supposed to be a warrior, she's this. None of y'all read a damn comic, because if you read the comics or you watched the early cartoons, 90s cartoon X-Men, Rogue always had that flirtatious attitude. Like she was, she was a badass, don't get me wrong. She would fight, but her demeanor just she gave off sexual vibes. Like that's just how she was. She was written like that.
And that's how she was able to get close to you and take your power.
Yeah, like if you anybody that says that, I'm like, bro, you obviously ain't watching cartoons. Go home, sit down, and shut up. Turn on a cartoon and watch it and see how she was literally written that way. That is not. That is not meaning her as it is not demeaning women. She was written that way to use that as a tactic because she knew that, especially with other mutants, she could touch them and take their powers, and it was easy for her to use that tactic to get close enough to them to do what she needed to do. Like,
now, don't get twisted. She wasn't weak by no means. She was strong.
No,
she was beating some people strong. Up.
Yeah, but that was her demeanor. Like she was strong, she did that, but she had that she like oozed sex appeal. Like that was just a thing. That was her. So just like Gambit was like the charmer. If you remember in the 90s cartoon, they had a thing for a little bit. They couldn't really do much then because can't really touch. But it was like a thing. They liked each other a lot. She liked his attitude. He liked how she was, and I don't know. People get weird. Sorry, I just went on a mini rant, but people. I know it's gonna be somebody that's gonna do it. And if you're that person, I'm telling you now, go watch cartoons. Go read the comic.
Go watch it. And now I want to talk about what I'm excited for. And I didn't think I was gonna be there. I thought I was gonna be more excited for the multiverse, and I am. But I think I'm more excited for the supernatural aspect, and it's probably because back in the 90s, you know what I'm saying? I'm probably showing my age. You know what I'm saying? When I was younger, man, I used to get a pair of shades, put them bad boys on, give me a little sword, have my little, go outside with my cousins, and I'd be like, yo, we about to kill these vampires. It's going down. And we would go outside, be hitting, swinging in the air with a knife, and it wasn't a real knife, fake sword. You can't have no, mama get you, you coming in or whatever, and you and everybody, people driving by, you fighting the air, but you fighting vampires, you killing them. You doing thinking you're doing flips, you really ain't flipping, you just kicking the air. All that, man. I used to love that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm excited about the supernatural because that brings Blade in and all of that type of aspect or whatever. And I always loved seeing Blade. So, and the thing that really got me excited before all of this announcement were actually Sony, when they put Morbius up with Jared Leto. I mean, and I got to give it to Jared Leto. A lot of people gave him a lot of like hate for his Joker or whatever, but he actually did a real good job, in my opinion, with Joker. But he's a real good actor. If you ain't seen him in some of his other stuff, go watch. That dude is really good. So I think he's gonna pull off more Morbius. Joker. Yeah, it's just the writing. Yeah. I like what Zach did with it though. So Zach did a better job.
But it's that. That's another whole rant. Never mind. It's just there are different versions of that. Batman was its own version of Batman. Mm-hmm. The Joker that freaking Heath Ledger did was that version of Joker. It was that writer. That was that writing for that Joker. And Heath Ledger was freaking awesome as that Joker. I 100% believed him. He's a psychopath and he was a killer. And I believed him as that. I mean, people are weird. Anyway, go ahead.
So I think he'll be really good as Morbius, and I can't wait to see it. And I wonder if that's gonna trigger Blade. I mean, I don't know how they're gonna do it, but I'm excited about that because then you get Ghost Rider, you get and then you get all of these like monstrous creatures. You don't know the Marvel cinema. People like to think about DC and all their monstrous creatures, and they got a bunch of them. But Marvel has a lot of like creatures and everything. I think they have their version of not Swamp Thing, it's Swamp something. I forgot his name, but they have a lot of different creatures and stuff like that. I think they have the Howling Commandos. They're actually like werewolf, mummy, zombie, like for real, like on a team fighting creatures and stuff like that. And then you get Dr. Doom, who he was able to control some of the supernatural with some of his abilities. So that'll be dope. You know what I'm saying? So sorry about that. A little sound effects over here. So but yeah, so I'm excited about that because that also expands the multiverse. Netflix did a series with Lucifer's son, Hell something. I forgot the name. If y'all know the name of it, please let us know in the comments because I totally forgot the name. It was a one-off because it was the last of the Fox properties and whatever. And then also speaking of the Fox properties, New Mutants or whatever. That girl that was like that fought the bear that was able to jump in and out of things. She jumped. What people don't know is that she jumped into hell and jumped. That's where she gets her weapons and stuff from the other dimension, hell and everything. So they can use characters like her and bring them all into the fold. So I'm excited because that just opens that whole thing up. And then this is what I'm thinking they're trying to do. I know first they got to do the secret invasion with the Skrulls, and I ain't talked about that. I'll talk about that in another video as well because the Skrulls is this whole other thing they got to talk about. But I think that they're eventually this whole big thing, and I hope I'm not like 90 when this happens, but I think this whole big thing is leading up to Secret Wars. Now, if y'all don't know what Secret Wars is, that's where you had all of the mutants going against all of the Avengers and everybody else, whatever, because of this whole thing that went on with Phoenix. She had like tripped out, and there was this whole thing with it was just this whole crazy mess of chaos that went on, and it was like a big fight with all of them, whatever. And some people died, some people didn't, and people came back. It was a lot. It was a lot. So like I'm excited about that. I hope they get there. Like I said, I hope I'm not like 90 and nothing like that when it go down. But yeah, so that's what I'm excited about. So is anybody write anything, comments? Anybody excited about some of this stuff? What y'all want?
No, they just working with Tyler trying to get his deal fixed. And
working with Tyler, so you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
See, this is my take on that. My take on that is I think it's open-ended, right? With Keanu. I think because since he's such a big star, I think he has because that DC project that he did with Constantine, that was a while ago, you know what I'm saying, with the WB and all that, with Warner Media and all that kind of stuff. And he hasn't came back for another thing. And then they've been taking Constantine to more of his original, which is blonde hair, trench coat, like the dude on the CW or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know if he does come back for a DC project. I don't think it's going to be Constantine because I think they're throwing that version out because that was what Warner Brothers leased out to. I forget who actually did that movie, like who actually did. It might have been them, but so if he does have a contract with them, it's probably for something brand new. It's probably a one-off, but then again, it could be the same thing with Marvel. He just could be coming in, just do one project. He might do like a real big villain character or something. He might die and then might free him up to go do something else over here at DC. I don't think Keanu is tied down like that because I don't think he would allow himself to be tied down because the last thing that I think he was ever tied down to was The Matrix. And actually, to be fair, I think that's the project he's working on right now because I think he loved the Wachowskis. The Wachowskis, he said if they ever did any more Matrix movies, he'd jump on board no matter what he's doing. So, and technically that's what he's doing now. So I don't know when that's coming out. So I don't think Keanu could be technically tied down. And what I mean by that is that I don't think he'll sign a contract like that. Oh. Okay.
I want to say the end of this year is supposed to be Matrix. So
Hmm.
yeah,
Okay, well, I'm down for that. I mean, if y'all,
I'm waiting.
and hey, I
I'm
will
waiting.
definitely do a review on that. Honestly, I might try to sneak the live inside a movie theater. Well, I mean, it's pandemic, so we might just live it on Netflix or whatever it comes on.
I'm
Might
hoping
come
to go
on
like
HBO Max, and then I'll,
yeah. I'm gonna say I'm hoping to go like HBO Max or something, man. That'd be nice.
Maybe
I pay for that.
maybe Mark Zuckerberg and maybe the Pachow from Google, maybe they'll let me live stream pieces of the movie, maybe or something like that, But maybe y'all let me. Mark, what's up? You know what I'm saying? Pachow, y'all gonna let me do it? It's for the fans. It's for the fans. It will grow your algorithm. People will subscribe to. I don't know. People might subscribe. People might get on YouTube more. People might get on Facebook more. I don't know. But either way, I definitely will do a review when The Matrix comes out. So, like I said, I mean, it's a lot of things going on. So, I don't know which one I'm gonna do next, the scrolls, or if I'm gonna do, if I'm gonna talk about, if I'm gonna really sit down and talk about some of the other stuff that I said earlier, or whatever. But we'll see what happens next week and the week after that. You know what I'm saying? Y'all like my shirts? Told y'all I'm gonna wear these shirts more and more. So this is a great one. So I got like four. I got four of them. This is gonna be my uniform, but it's a different color. It's a different color. Different color. Same shirt, different color. So that's gonna be my uniform. Wear this type of shirt. I don't know if y'all can see what it says. It says that type of thing. Y'all see it.
I like it.
So
I like it.
Yeah. So that's gonna be my show uniform, shirt, or whatever. I'm gonna buy a shirt for the get down, and I'm gonna have like maybe that one shirt or two or three shirts. That's gonna be like some kind of game thing, or whatever. Right now, y'all be seeing with Pac-Man. I want to do something else, and then with Nerdmation, I'm gonna wear another shirt. I don't know, maybe a Naruto shirt or something like that. I don't know. We'll see. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. So yeah, I don't think, like I said, I don't think Keanu can be tied down. I don't think he'll sign a contract like that to where he'll be tied down or anything like that.
Nah.
People in the comment, people in the chat and in the comments, who's helping Snake do, who do y'all think could be Gambit? Who was talking about that earlier? Do y'all think and who y'all think could be Ghost Rider? We know who's gonna be Blade. I'm actually excited about that. I think that dude will be a good Blade. I think multiverse wise, they still need to bring Wesley Snipes in there just for fun, just for a good cameo. I think that'd be good. But who do y'all think should be Gambit? And who do y'all think should be Ghost Rider? Ghost Rider should be easy. That's an easy one. It shouldn't be too hard. Yeah, technically anybody can be Ghost Rider, so that should be too hard.
Yeah, there's a few people that can play Ghost Rider. Gambit is still difficult for me.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see in the comments what people might say. Because
anybody?
Ghost Rider, I think is a simple, but Gambit, it's got to be the right person.
I think Snake should play Gambit. Y'all think Snake should play Gambit? Y'all think Snake can do it? He got the hair. Look at his hair. Look at him. He can put a little thing on his head. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we'll have to work on the accent with him, but he can put the little thing on his head. That little thing that Gambit wears on his head. Now all you gotta do is say "Mon ami" and throw a card. He can do it. Y'all think so? Y'all think so? I don't know. Y'all think so? Y'all think so? JR thinks so. Kyle thinks so. They think so. I think so. You know what I'm saying? Y'all think so? And so, they think so. That's because they're so shocked at the amazement of you being Gambit that they couldn't have words. Their fingers couldn't type. Their thumbs couldn't move so fast. Just he says you can't be Gambit. No, you can't. Nobody. That's funny.
Whoever it is got to be good, man. That's all I'm gonna say.
That's funny. I would be in the crowd throwing eggs. That's funny. Well, guys, that's.
Oh shit. Okay.
Okay, so guys, get ready.
Okay. I don't even remember. So the joke was, ladies and gentlemen, what do you call a guy with a rubber toe? You ready? You ready? Roberto. Ah, Gotti.
It's so stupid. It's
That
so
is
stupid.
courtesy of Snake. Since he can't be heard, we had to get his joke out there because it's so simple, but it's so good.
So
Such a
like I
dope
said
joke.
before, if you like jokes like that in the comments, put 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 if you like the jokes in the comments. Hmm. So a friend of ours, Jr. is commenting on uh Ghost Rider. He said it's somebody who a young actor who has the same energy as a Cage. So interesting. But before we say that, make sure if you want more jokes like that when Snake's mic comes back on for the next couple of shows on Nerdmation, on the Get Down, and here on Primetime Live, then let us know, like, subscribe, comment, share, and tell us what jokes. In fact, send us jokes. Send him jokes. Please make them good. As I said earlier, make them good. We don't want bad jokes.
You gotta
So
have good
there you
jokes.
go.
You gotta have good
Um,
jokes.
for I mean, there's a ton after what they did in Agents of Shield. I think they can have. I think that Ghost Rider is kind of open now. You know what I'm saying? Because the guy they had in there. I mean, if they're going with Johnny Blaze, which that's what Johnny Cage played. I said Johnny Cage. What am I saying? What am I saying? Nicolas Cage. I'm thinking about Mortal Kombat. I'm about to go play right now. Nope, I'm back. I ain't about to go play. But think about what Nicolas Cage played. Um, then they would have to have somebody that's like probably broody and everything like that. If they're going with the Robbie Reyes, then I mean, they get just any real like smart aleck Hispanic that that got those kind of looks, that's young, that's like a fighter, will probably work out or whatever. Real quick, Shang-Chi and the Ten Rings. I didn't even discuss that. I'm probably I'll do a review when that comes out. But that looks really good. That looks. I'm I'm really shocked at how good that. I was worried about that at first, and that's another one in the multiverse thing because it's bringing the Ten Rings. The Ten Rings have its own power source, and apparently the Mandarin has supposed to been living a very elongated life and have all this infrastructure and power because of these Ten Rings. So, and they're going to go into more about that or whatever. And no, the Ten Rings aren't the Infinity Stones. I know a lot of people. I know when I was little, I grew up thinking that until I actually read more of the comics, and then I realized that wasn't so. And so, yeah, so the Ten Rings have their own energy source, and that's going to also bring extra to the multiverse. So I'm excited as well. But it looks good. The actor, he looks good. The storyline. So and that's just more of that interconnectivity. But guys, that is pretty much all I have for Primetime Live. It's all connected. If you like these all connected Primetime live episodes, and you want me to do more like talking about a series or movie series or whatever case me, maybe you want me to go deep on the DCN and talk about that. Maybe you want me to go. Maybe you want me to do something along the lines of something that came on Netflix, or maybe some stuff on Amazon Prime or whatever case may be. I'll do that. Also coming soon, state of streaming. I'm gonna let you guys know what streaming service, or you guys are gonna let me know what streaming services are the best streaming services, or who is really kicking butt, or what's the place to go. Because let's say you're moving or whatever, and you don't want to get cable anymore, or you say, what, I want to just start fresh. Would you still get Disney Plus again? Would you still get Netflix again? Would you just throw Netflix and Disney Plus away and go for Amazon Prime? Would you Amazon Prime with an HBO Max? Like what would you watch? So we're gonna get into that sooner or later. So just be on the lookout. In other words, like, subscribe, share, and hit the bell notification, because I got more content coming on Primetime Live. So with that being said, guys, Snake apologizes. and Snake will be back with more of his snarky, awesome comments and great, because I know he wasn't able to really tell us what he felt about the multiverse, and but he'll be back. He'll be back. Definitely on the get down information. We're gonna figure out what's going on, and he'll be back. So until then, we'll catch you guys later. This has been Primetime Live. I'll let you guys next time. Peace. Until then, we'll catch you guys later. This has been Primetime Live. I'll let you guys next time. Peace.